Thunderstorms continue across parts of central and eastern Kentucky this evening. Coming up, we'll track the boomers that are out there now, and I'll show you why additional thunderstorms are on the way.
Today's storms left behind a trail of damage across the state, and tonight we're tracking the cleanup.
Crews work to restore power to close to 1,000 people in Woodford County.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good evening. We know what you're thinking. It is the last thing we need right now. More rounds of storms making their way into the area, and those storms could bring more damaging winds and rain.
We are also tracking the threat for flash flooding in parts of the state, and all of this comes after an earlier round of storms pounded the bluegrass. We begin with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey on this first alert severe weather day. It just keeps going, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. Just an absolutely crazy period that we are in again this summer. Now, the good news, that overall severe weather threat continues to diminish. Still, though, the bad news, we've got a lot of shower and thunderstorm action to go through over the next few hours. Thankfully, though, most of this is beginning to calm down. Look how weak this thunderstorm is now as it made its way across Lake Cumberland into Monticello. That is weakening out. Little thunder, little lightning. Pulaski County points to the north from there. The strongest storms that we are tracking now, this one that is developing just to the south of the Bullitt County area, south of Louisville, that one is heading toward parts of the Bluegrass Parkway. That may have some gusty winds, a touch of some small hail as it makes its way on Defender. The track on that over the next hour into parts of Anderson County, may be getting as far east as Lawrenceburg and toward Willisburg and Salvisa there into sections of Mercer County. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Noisy little thunderstorm between Lexington and Georgetown as of now. Look at the lightning showing up right on top of the interstate here. The northern split, 75 to the north, 64 to the west, right in between. Just a ton of lightning that is coming down now. So Marshall Park to the Kentucky Horse Park. Keep an eye out. I know the Horse Park folks have just got to be hating the weather out there. All the events that are going on, and we continue to get thunderstorm after thunderstorm over some of those same areas. Here's a live look. Defender in the foreground, the thunderstorm to our north. That is in the background. Additional showers and storms showing up here in the northeastern Kentucky, but everywhere we look on Defender, we're noticing a weakening trend with the exception of this one thunderstorm, guys, that is to the southeast of the Louisville area. We're still going to track everything that is out there as we always do, and when I come back in a few minutes, I'll show you why your weekend looks a little better to start and a little worse for the wear to end. That's in a few minutes.
Well, I'll take the little bit better, right? Yes. Yeah. Well, all day we have been tracking storm damage across the state. Here in Lexington, the storms brought down trees and even some power lines.
WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell continues our first alert weather team coverage live in downtown Lexington, where several homes were damaged by the storms. Jim?
And I can hear the thunderstorm, actually, that Chris was referencing just to our north. We could hear that thunder off in the distance, but that's nothing compared to the severe thunderstorm that rolled through Fayette County a little bit earlier today. Winds with the thunderstorm that moved through Fayette County had estimated speeds around 50 to 70 miles per hour. Those were straight line winds, not a tornado. But those were much more powerful than some of the low-end tornadoes and can cause just as much damage.
There was debris flying everywhere, so by the time I shut the lawnmower off, fire department come up, and I followed them up, and it just punched a hole right through the top of the house. So,
with more rain working its way through the area, that dampens a lot of spirits out here as we just can't seem to catch a break. And we're right now on Upper Street, and it was an active scene a little bit earlier today as we had that thunderstorm kind of roll through, and the building directly behind me was impacted. A little damage to the roof caused some water to also penetrate, and that was the same thing that happened when we were out at Woodward earlier today as well. The family home there had the tree come through and the branch poke all the way through, and that also exposed them to some water as well. So a very messy situation, and moving forward, a lot of folks are just ready to get rid of this, as we are as well. Live in Lexington, I'm WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Jim, thank you. And today's storms are also causing some traffic problems around town. Part of Leestown Road is closed from Locust Trace to Yarlington Road because power lines are down in that area. Garrett Weimer's live in Lexington, where police are encouraging folks, drivers, to going to and from Frankfort to take alternate routes. Garrett?
Well, the closure began just a few hours ago, and it's already turned around a lot of cars. I'm standing here in front of the Locust Trace Agri-Science Farm, and it's been just a steady stream of cars coming down Leestown here, then turning around right behind me. And from what police tell us, it could be turning around a lot more cars as well. That's because crews have blocked off Leestown here in both directions at Locust Farm Road and on the other side at Yarnleton. I wasn't allowed any closer than this, but I'm told it was quite a mess with all the electrical poles and wires down. But from where I'm standing, I have seen some crews go in and out for a little bit. I was also able to hear some chainsaws working. But several drivers out here were visibly and some audibly frustrated at having to turn around. Many, in fact, had to stop and ask for directions when they realized they couldn't go the way they planned. But just in the last half hour, I saw a large truck go through here carrying what appeared to be a replacement utility pole. However, police told us they do expect the road to be shut down here for a total of 6 to 8 hours. The crews who have been out here making sure no one goes through at Locust Trace, they've been telling drivers it will be closed for much of the night. So police are saying if you need to get to Frankfort, you need to take another road or use I-64, because right now you cannot go through this way. Live in Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Garrett, thank you. The earlier round of storms sent people running for cover at the Creation Ichthus Music Festival and the Vietnam Traveling Wall Memorial. Those storms hit the Kentucky Horse Park just as the governor was wrapping up a ceremony. Leaders evacuated everyone to Alltech Arena.
In Woodford County, nearly 1,000 Kentucky Utilities customers were without power after the storms blew through. Families alerted us to trees down on power lines across Versailles. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy is there tracking storm cleanup.
Rain started pouring in Woodford County around noon Friday. Versailles police say the sudden downpour played a role in a wreck on Interstate 64. Emergency crews dealt with minor injuries in the 3-car crash. And closer into town, families dealt with snapped trees, downed power lines, even a fire.
It just got really dark really fast and wind was blowing everywhere, and caught a tree on fire and cut onto the electric cords, and they blew up a couple times and knocked some of the power out.
Alyssa Waltz was home with her mom trying to secure a hot tub cover after it blew off in the storm.
And we looked up and the tree was on fire.
People experienced power outages across town as well. You can see crews are working to restore power after trees downed power lines.
I knew the weather was coming, so the first that I heard, I went straight to the basement and stayed there until I could hear nothing else.
What Carolyn Cloyd heard was a giant tree snapping and landing on top of power cords right across from her house.
Well, I was nervous for me and my dogs.
Power crews estimate restoration will take several hours. In Versailles, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Kentucky Utilities has several outages. They are still working in Versailles. The outages right now are affecting about 250 customers. A scary situation this morning for a woman in Scott County. She was driving down Old Oxford and Abbey Road when a tree snapped and landed on the front of her car. Emergency management crews say she had 2 children in the back of the car, but no one was injured. Crews say there is heavy damage, though, to that car. Many of you have been sending in your pictures of the storm damage. Take a look at this one. Amanda Leanne Davis sent us of a tree that came crashing down on the Mountain Parkway. A similar situation in Mount Vernon. WKYT weather watcher Jordan Smith tweeted this one at Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. The wind blew this storage shed into the pool. And in Mount Sterling, Cameron Douglas reported a tree fell on a power line earlier, knocking out power for some folks in that area.
We're always tracking storms on WKYT.com, and you can too. Use an interactive radar to zoom all the way into your neighborhood. Download the WKYT News and Radar apps to keep up with the weather when you're on the go. And you can share your pictures and video with us. Email them to eyewitness@WKYT.com or use the hashtag KYWeather.
New tonight, a Lincoln County mother admits she tried to kill her infant son. Tammy Wolfenbarger is charged with attempted murder. She was supposed to stand trial earlier this week, but the trial was canceled so she could enter a new plea deal today. WKYT's Hillary Thornton was in the courtroom where Wolfenbarger gave an emotional apology. It's a story that's new at 6.
Tammy Wolfenberger entered the courtroom today to plead guilty to the attempted murder of her 2-month-old son in August of 2013. But before admitting her guilt, the judge spent several minutes making sure she was mentally and emotionally ready to make the decision.
You believe you're currently suffering from any mental or emotional problem?
No, not really.
Or,
A little bit.
okay, not really, a little bit. Okay. It's fine.
Discussing her diagnosis and treatment for depression, even taking a break to speak with her attorney, before then determining she was able to think clearly and move forward in court. Now, part of today's proceedings included the judge making sure that the guilty plea is factually based, leading to an emotional admission from Wolfenberger.
I'm not mad at you or anything like that, but I need to know what you did that makes you guilty of this crime. So, can you tell me in your own words?
Sorry.
You're fine.
Explaining she was in an abusive relationship, which she says is what led to her actions.
Did you put the pillow on top of the baby's head?
Put it on top of the baby's head.
Okay, all right. And at the time, okay, did you have the intent to kill the child?
Yeah.
Okay. The facts are what the facts are, okay?
The judge did accept her guilty plea, and Wolfenberger requested an immediate sentencing. Judge David Tapp went with the Commonwealth's recommendation, sentencing her to 10 years without probation. In Lincoln County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Wolfenberger will receive credit for time that she has already served. A federal judge has ruled a Croatian woman charged with war crimes can be extradited back to Europe. Azra Bosic is wanted out of Bosnia for those crimes, but has been living in Kentucky for years. Her attorney argues she is being held in violation of her rights as a U.S. citizen. Bosic's attorney says he plans to appeal the ruling.
Still to come on WKYT, a new apartment complex coming to Hamburg in Lexington. Coming up, more on the development plans for that property.
Showers, thunderstorms again on Defender, but the overall trend over the next few hours is for weakening thunderstorms. I'll show you when the big boomers return, though, when you come back after the break.